We have already made it to week 8 in the NFL. Let's talk some freaking football. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven, and we have already made it to week 8 in the NFL, baby. That's right. We are almost halfway through the season, which is wild. Time is absolutely flying. Before we get into anything, we have a $40 giveaway in this video. That's right. It's going to be in the head-to-head bet like we did in week 1. I'll explain what you need to do in case you don't remember what we did last time. It's simple, but stay tuned for that later in the video. NFL has been absolutely bonkers the last 2 or 3 weeks, and our bets have showed a little bit. We went up from up 5 units to down a little bit, so we're due. We're just absolutely due to get out of this minor slump, and I think we're going to start it this week. So there are no buys this weekend. Every single NFL team is playing, which is kind of weird, sandwiched between other weeks where a lot of teams have buys, but it is what it is. There will not be many weekends like this. So go tell your significant other or whoever it is you need to tell that this Sunday is important because you have even more football to watch. You need to be on that couch, right? I don't know how that's going to go. But anyways, I just tell my wife I'm working because technically it is work now. So gotta love that. But anyways, for those that are new to the channel, first of all, welcome in. I know we've been getting some new subscribers, and that's awesome. Welcome to this positive community we have. It's been unbelievable. Seriously, we all pick each other up, stay positive, and that's what I love about it. But we like to give out a lot of research, especially football, baseball, and basketball. We're going to be starting to give out research as we get more data. In this video, I got a lot more, including those trends, baby. We know how good those have been this year. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Almost to 7,000 subscribers. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. Hit that like button. Let's keep growing together. I cannot believe we are almost to 7,000 subscribers. Cannot thank you guys enough. That's awesome. In this video, we have a full video for you today, guys. We got the NFL Week 8 trends, and if you are new, you're about to find out how good those have actually been. Maybe the best segment on YouTube for football. Then I'm going to give you the highest and lowest pressure defenses through 7 weeks. Then the best and worst pass defenses this season, just to kind of help you out with your research, whether it's player props, fantasy, whatever it is for football. These can kind of help you guys out. And then we preview the Thursday night football game between the Bucs and the Bills and give you our best bet. Then the Week 8 NFL best bets for me and Ryan. Then we have the head-to-head bet slash $30 giveaway, baby. That's right. We have $40 giveaway. I'm cheating you guys out on money already. $40 giveaway. And then we end it with the bets recap, of course. So I'm ready to roll. We got a lot of football to talk about. Before we dive in to that gold mine that is the trends, let's talk a little odds jam. All right, before we start talking some football, guys, I got to tell you about our partner, Odds Jam. You guys have heard it before, but man, if you are not a part of this website, I'm telling you, you're missing out. And we have 2 promo codes now, Jabo14. You get a 14-day free trial, access to absolutely everything for free. You have nothing to lose. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. After the 14 days, user-friendly website. It tells you everything. You got the positive EV screens for every single sport. You got all the underdog fantasy, all the player prop help that you could need. I mean, guys, it goes on and on and on. You can see all the odds across all different sports books to help you find the best book that you have in your state. It's freaking awesome. So go check that out. Jabo 14-day free trial, or Jabo 25 is a promo code if you want 25% off your first month. So it's a great deal. Odds Jam, I've had Randall on a few times. I'm going to have him on again. Just hasn't worked out the last few weeks, but hopefully we'll have him on, interview him, and ask some questions. So if you have any questions in the comments below, leave me a question. We'll ask him on the next video. So thanks again. Let's get right into the NFL Week 8 trends. All right, here we go. The trends this year are an unbelievable 59-21. That's right. It's incredible. If you just blindly tailed it, you are up a lot of money. I have 3 pages of trends for this week in Week 8. This first one I don't usually do, but I just saw this and I thought I should include this. If you guys are people that like to bet quarter bets or half bets, here's some against the spread numbers that are just kind of that stand out more than others, like Ravens 7-0 against the spread first quarter, Jets 0-6 first quarter and first half. And on the right side is the lines that I see, just so we have those, and so you guys can just see them and make it easier. There's a lot of second half lines, as you can tell on the bottom, that aren't out yet, so I don't know exactly what the spreads are, but I just want to give these out. I'm not someone who likes to bet quarters. Every once in a while, I'll bet a first half or something, but I don't just sit here and bet a third quarter without even seeing the game or anything. So just wanted to point those out, though, in case you are. Let's start with the next trend. Tampa Bay Buccaneers have gone under their team total in 14 of the last 20. And as you can see, it is set at 16.5 right now. So I'm trying to include numbers at the end just so we have the numbers. It also helps me keep track later on. So next page, let's check it out. The Saints, they're on here every single week about their under. They are under in 9 straight road games. and all of those have gone under 37 points. That's wild. And this total is 43 and a half. Titans have gone under the fourth quarter total in 17 of their last 19. Tennessee averages scoring 2.7 points per game, and they only allow 4.8 points per game in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter total right now is set at 9.5. So if you just tail that one, you go under 9.5 if that's what you want to do. Now we got Jaguars 8-0 straight up and against the spread the last 8 games outside of Jacksonville. It doesn't say road games because some of those are in London, obviously too. But Jacksonville also 6-1 against the spread last 7 in Pittsburgh. How much that matters, I don't know. Different teams, different years, all that. But they definitely play well away from home. Rams 23-13-4 against the spread, coming off a loss under Sean McVay. They are getting 6.5 points as of recording of this video. The unders 18-4-2 against the spread in the Giants' last 24 home games. We had this in the trends parlay with them and the Commanders last week in New York, and it went under pretty easily. So 18-4-2 is pretty incredible. That total, though, the books are catching on. So be careful. It is 36.5. That is unbelievable between the Giants and the Jets, who both play at the same stadium. Next one. Speaking of the Commanders, they are 25-1 to the under in their last 26 home games. That is pretty impressive right there. And the total for that game is 43.5. Dolphins 17-5-1 against the spread the last 23 games as a home favorite, which they are at -9.5 against the Patriots this weekend. So that's page 2. Let's check out the last few we have on page 3. All right, we got the Browns 4-13-1 against the spread after a win since the start of 2021, and this year already after a win they are 0-3 against the spread. They are playing my Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. Seahawks are -3 right now. 49ers won 13 of their last 18 home games by 15 or more points. In order to win this trend, they only have to cover the spread, though. That's -3 at home against the Bengals. They have not looked good the last couple weeks, but they're coming back home. We'll see if Purdy and the boys can get it back going. Get it back going. I don't even know what that means. Get it going. Last one. Raiders have gone under their team total in all 7 games this season. The team total this weekend is set at 17.5, and they're on the road, and they've gone under that 17.5 team total in all 4 road games. Their offense freaking blows, that's for sure. But those are the week 8 trends. They are sizzling, scorching, whatever adjective you want to use, hot. So hopefully you guys can go get some winners, take some screenshots of those 3 pages, and now it's time to dive into more research help. All right, let's start out with the teams with the highest quarterback pressure percentage. We did this earlier this year. If you like to do sack props or really just kind of helps you handicap a game with which teams can get to the quarterback, because obviously that's a huge part of football. These are the top 10. As you can see below, the quarterback pressures. This is hurries plus knockdowns plus any sack play, half a sack, solo sack per drop back of the quarterback. So that's how they calculate it. Bills number 1 at getting to the quarterback, 29.1%. Chiefs, who have an underrated and awesome defense this year, 28.7. So on and so on. The Falcons, they've been unreal all year, honestly, on defense. It's been shocking because they were really bad last year. Eagles with that front 4, that's not a surprise. Dolphins getting a good amount of pressure too. But other than that, 49ers, Steelers with TJ Watt. None of this is really a surprise, but it kind of, gives you an idea. Now, those are the top 10 highest quarterback pressure percentage. Let's check out the bottom 10 in the league, teams that struggle to get to the quarterback. And dead last is the Arizona Cardinals at only 15.1%. The Broncos, the Raiders, the Bears. I mean, guys, there's a reason why these teams are some of the worst in the NFL. If you cannot get to the quarterback, you will struggle to win games in the NFL, that's for sure. But other than that, we got, the Rams, Buccaneers, Ravens, Chargers. They got some guys, obviously, but they're not doing very well. Ravens is kind of a surprise. They play good run defense, but they've struggled to get to the quarterback. And then the Saints also. So there's some kind of surprising teams that aren't getting a lot of quarterback pressure, but this changes, obviously, week to week. The Cowboys were near the top at the beginning. They're more middle of the pack now. Micah Parsons has kind of been a little hit and miss this season. So that's the quarterback pressure rate. Let's check out the best pass defenses of the in the NFL through 7 weeks. The Browns lead it off at number 1, giving up only 149.2 yards per game through the air. That's pretty incredible. Also helps when Myles Garrett is all over the opposing quarterback. Ravens, Cowboys, Saints, these are good defenses. Raiders is kind of surprising, 187.4. Chiefs, they've just been good at absolutely everything. They're just an unbelievable team. Falcons have been a really good defense, whether it's getting to the quarterback, stopping the run, stopping the pass. They've been pretty impressive this year. Packers, 194.3, good pass defense. They do struggle against the run, that's for sure. Carolina Panthers, that one might be skewed a little bit just because a lot of teams are running against them since they're always ahead of the Panthers. And then the Buffalo Bills, 201.3. Now, obviously, they have some injuries, so they've been falling. Their defense needs to get healthy, that's for sure. But Tre'Davious White is obviously out too. So those are the top 10 pass defenses so far. Let's check out the bottom 10. We got the Cardinals, Lions. I mean, guys, look all the way at the bottom. Let's just go there first. Holy crap, it's not even close. The LA Chargers, 310 passing yards per game. Per game. That's not just because they played the Dolphins in week one. They just absolutely suck. I mean, if you have an offense that is struggling to get going through the air, just go play the Chargers and you will be all set. That is 37 or 36 yards more than the next one, which is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Broncos, Bears, Commanders, they all struggle. Buccaneers, as we'll talk about later, they struggle versus the pass, but they are a good run defense. Texans, they've given up quite a bit of passing yards lately. They've given up 245 and a half yards per game now. And just remember, these are passing yards per game. So I mean, it also depends, on how many plays or how many pass plays other teams are doing against them a little bit. But this kind of gives you an idea of what teams are doing well. Lions, as we know, they're one of the top run defenses, even though they didn't look like that last week or so. But their pass defense is struggling a little bit, 240.6 yards per game. That is skewed a little by the humongous game. I think Lamar Jackson threw for like over 350 yards against them last week. And then the Cardinals, 237.6. So those are the bottom 10 pass defenses. Hope this helps you out just to kind of give you a little something, save some time with the research or player props, whether it's quarterbacks, receivers, anything like that. So now that's the research help. It's time to get into Thursday Night Football. All right, we got a crazy good matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills, baby. Bills -9, over under 43. And as I always do before I give out my best bet, let's preview the game a little bit to give you guys the information you need. So against the spread records, Bucks 3-3 against the spread, Bills 3-4 against the spread this year. Over under, the Bucks are under in 5 of their 6 games, and the Bills have gone over in 4 of 7, so they've been kind of right in the middle. Bills, holy cow, what happened to them? They were dominating offensively, and now they are massively struggling. They scored 38, 37, and 48 in weeks 2 through 4, and then they scored 20, 24, and 25 the last 3 weeks, and they weren't even against great teams either. The wildest stat and how bad they've been struggling is they have scored a total of 10 points in the first half in the last 3 games. That is absolutely atrocious for a team that's supposed to be a Super Bowl contender. Will this be the breakout game? We will find out. But the Bucks on offense aren't any better. They're actually much worse. They are averaging 17.2 points per game this season, 26th in the league. Their running game, I mean, it's kind of like free time for parents. I mean, it's just absolutely non-existent. It's just horrendous. Rashad White is ineffective. He's not doing anything. Bills defense is 23rd in rushing yards per game. I don't know if the Bucks can actually take advantage of that. And I don't think the Bills are really that bad defensively. They let up a few big runs, but this Bucks offense, whenever White gets the ball, there's not many holes to run in. And if there is, he usually picks the wrong way to go. So defensively, Bucks are 6th in the league, giving up only 17.3 points per game. Bills 5th best in the league, giving up 16.9. So we have 2 top 6 scoring defenses. The Bucks are a bottom 5 defense versus the pass, like we talked about earlier, and the 10th best passing defense. So run defense. I don't know what I'm saying there. So they are a good run defense, a bad pass defense is what I'm trying to get out. It's late at night, guys. It happens. But anyways, that's a preview for the game just to kind of get you set up for a Bucks Bills showdown. But my best bet, it's a player prop. Guys, I've been struggling on prime time. Let's just say what it is. I've lost like 3 of the last 4, 4 of the last 5. I don't even know. But it's got to change. Okay? It has to change. And hopefully it's right now. My best bet in this game is Mr. Gabriel Davis. Gabe Davis, over 40 and a half receiving yards at -115 on DraftKings. I think it's a great buy low spot for Davis. Now, he's struggled the last couple weeks, but this Bills offense, if you watch them play, they've been horrendous. All the numbers are down. I throw those out. It's not because Gabe Davis is struggling. It's because the O-line was struggling, because Josh Allen was struggling. They couldn't move the ball or score on anybody, as we already talked about. So now we're getting some lower numbers, which I like. So here's 2 things I love about this bet. The Bucks, as we talked about, they don't get much pressure on the quarterback, 19.9%, which is helpful because Gabe Davis is the guy who likes to get down the field, and the quarterback needs time, obviously, to find him. Also, the other thing I absolutely love about this bet is that the Bucks just struggle versus the pass, and they stop the run well. And I always love that because that means if the Bills want to move the ball consistently, they're going to have to move it through the air. Like we mentioned, the Bucs 27th in passing yards allowed. I mean, it's just not pretty. Before the Bills struggled as an offense, Gabe Davis was playing well. He had 100 and he had 61 yards those 2 games before that. So he's had good games. No Dawson Knox, a few more opportunities, nothing huge, but he is going to be out. Probably more 3 wide receiver sets for the Buffalo Bills. But Davis is a guy who can get this in 2 catches, guys. Maybe 1 catch. I mean, if he just goes deep, because he's not a guy who just gets little 6 yard passes here and there. He can get this in 2 to 3 catches. So give me Gabe Davis. Hopefully, can find an open area deep down the field for Josh Allen, and we can cash this early, so I can end my stupid primetime game slump. So that's my best bet for Thursday night football. And now it's time to get into our Week 8 best bets. All right, my first bet for Week 8 takes us out to Pittsburgh. We got the Jaguars at the Steelers. Jags -2.5, over under of 42. I'm going to get right into what my best bet in this game is, and it is the Jags -2.5 at -110 on DraftKings. That's right, I'm riding the home team. I think the Steelers team is extremely lucky to be 4-2, like very lucky. They squeezed by the Raiders, the Ravens, the Rams. Yes, they're all wins. They had some luck if you watch those games. But if this team was 3-3 or 2-4, which they could easily be, would this spread really be just 2.5 for the Jaguars? Jaguars are playing very well. We'll get into that. But the Steelers, they don't really do anything right. TJ Watt does everything right. But other than that, the Steelers team, they struggle. Here's the Steelers' offensive numbers: 31st total yards, 25th passing yards, 28th rushing yards, 26th in points per game at 17.2, 22nd in third down percentage. You get my drift? They're like bottom 10 in absolutely everything on offense. Steelers defense, 30th in total yards allowed, 25th in passing yards allowed, 28th in rushing yards allowed. Tied for 17th in points given up at 21.2. Hallelujah. That's their best stat I've given out so far. Tied for 17th. 23rd in third down percentage at 41.7%. Guys, they struggle. They are lucky to be 4-2. Good for them finding ways to win. I'm not saying they're a terrible team, but they're not a 4-2 team. They're not a very good team. Now, Jaguars, on the other hand, have been very balanced on both offense and defense. In all those stats I just listed on offense, they are no worse than 14th in any of those stats, except for third down percentage. That's the only one. In those same stats on defense, they are a top 5 rush defense, and they struggle versus the pass. They are 24th. That is the worst part of their defense. Does that matter a lot against Kenny Pickett and the Steelers' pass offense? I mean, I think it's a great matchup because this team can't really take advantage of that. Also, oh, by the way, the trend, as you saw earlier, the Jags play well away from Jacksonville. 8-0 straight up and 8-0 against the spread in the last 8 games away from there. This is a good spot for the Jags. They had 10 days off after playing on Thursday Night Football. Steelers are coming off a Sunday game where they played all the way on the West Coast against the LA Rams. So I like the spot, and I also just love how the Jags are playing, guys. They didn't have any letdown after being in London for 2 to 3 weeks. That's pretty incredible. They have now won 4 games in a row, playing like the team we all thought they were going to play like. Coming back after London, beating the Falcons and the Bills, I believe, in London, and then coming back beating the Colts and the Saints. The Jags offense in those last 4 games have averaged 29 points per game. 3 of those were against good defenses that are probably a little better than the Steelers defense. The Falcons, who have been playing really well, Buffalo Bills, and New Orleans Saints. Give me the Jags -2.5. I think this line should be higher. I'm not afraid that it's in Jacksonville. I think the Jags take care of business and stay hot and finally give the Steelers a loss because they are due for some negative regression. So that's my first bet, Jags -2.5. Let's move on to bet number 2. All right, my second bet is a money line parlay. Give me the Seahawks and give me the Dolphins at -110. Let's start out with my Seattle Seahawks now. I'm hesitant to back my favorite team, but I like this spot for them. First, they're playing the Browns. The Browns will be starting PJ Walker. Deshaun Watson is out again, longer than everybody thought, but he is out. The Browns coming off a wild win in Indianapolis. That game had like 70 something points, and now they have to travel all the way up here to the beautiful Pacific Northwest. And Walker's their quarterback, and it's only a 3 point spread. So I like the money line on this one. But yes, the Browns defense has been good. We've talked about it before, but they've only played 2 road games, and they just gave up 38 points to the Colts. Gardner Minshew just threw for over 300 yards. So I'm not saying that Geno Smith's going to throw for over 300 yards or anything, but I think they can do enough against this Browns team that hasn't been challenged on the road that much, obviously. And I think their only other game on the road was the Steelers. So Seahawks defense, very, very sneaky, top tier defense the last few weeks. Devon Witherspoon has been playing really well for this team, living up to the hype as the number, I think, 6 pick overall, whatever it was, first round pick for the Seahawks. Hawks have been one of the best run defenses all season as well, which means PJ Walker may have to win this game on his own all the way on the road in Seattle. Tough place to play. As long as the Hawks take care of the ball. Now, Myles Garrett will probably get after Geno Smith a little bit, but as long as Geno can take care of the ball, they had 3 turnovers, maybe 4 last week. I forgot exactly. And they still won by 10. It was the Cardinals and all that, but I just don't think PJ Walker and this Browns offense can keep up. It's their second straight road game. I like this spot for the Seahawks. I almost went with Seahawks minus 3.5, but because it might be a low scoring game, Seahawks win by 3. I'll be really pissed off if I lose that bet. So that's why I took Seahawks money line and added the Miami Dolphins. Miami, baby. Yes, the Patriots just beat the Bills. That's who the Dolphins are playing, the Patriots in Miami, and the Patriots just beat the Bills. La di da. The Bills have been struggling a little bit lately, but guys, this Patriots team is not that good still. Let's not get it all confused. This game is in Miami. The spread is 9.5 for a reason. I've been wanting to talk a little bad about the Dolphins. I've had a good read on them. They play good against the lesser teams, and they don't play well against the good teams. And that's kind of been the narrative on them all season long. But the Patriots are not a good team, in my opinion. Last time they played the Patriots, they hung in there. I mean, it's 24-17 win for the Dolphins in New England, but that was when they had Matthew Judon and Christian Gonzalez, their 2 best defenders. They are out. I think both of them are out for the season. They're definitely out for this game. I think this Dolphins team is going to be hungry to bounce back after the beatdown they just took last week. The way to stop the Dolphins is to stop their run. The Eagles were elite at doing it. They've done it all season. The Patriots, they're just average against the run. They're not going to do anything special. I think the Dolphins probably win by 10 plus, but all I need them to do is win the freaking game at home against the Patriots. So give me the Seahawks and give me the Dolphins money line parlay as my second best bet, or third overall if you count the Thursday Night Football. And now let's check out that trends parlay. All right, we are due for a winner on the Trends Parlay. We won it the first time we put it out. We lost the last few weeks. Still up units, but here we go. We're doing a 2-unit Trends Parlay. We usually do 3. We didn't love as many, so here we go. The first one is stinky as hell. Under 36.5 between the Jets and the Giants, and the Ravens minus 2.5 in the first quarter. That's right. We're getting weird, but we're just going with what the trends say. This is plus 264 on DraftKings. Under 36.5, Jets, Giants first, guys. Giants have gone under an 18 of 8. They're under an 18-4-2 in their last 24 home games. You guys already saw that trend. These offenses both suck, and the defenses are playing better. Giants' last 2 games have had game totals of 23 and 21. Daniel Jones is questionable. It's either Tyrod Taylor or Daniel Jones versus Zach Wilson. That just screams under already. 2 defenses that are in good form. Give me this absolutely disgusting under 36.5. The next one, Ravens minus 2.5 in the first quarter. The trend we're following here, as you guys already saw, Ravens are 7-0 against the spread in the first quarter. They come out hot. I know there's a little scary part of this one where if they come out a little flat after the big win over the Lions, but they've just done so well right out of the gate. Give me the Ravens minus 2.5 in the first quarter. Now, you can add another trend that you see on there that you guys like the most, whether it's the 49ers or the Dolphins covering the spread or anything like that. There's a lot of other ones up there. So you guys do what you want to do for this one. We're just going to do a 2-leg. Let's get another winner plus 264. Those are my best bets and the trends parlay. Let's kick it to Ryan.
I only have one bet for you today, and it's going to stick that way until I can get some victories underneath my belt. I've been struggling, but I still feel very confident about this bet. We're going out to Carolina where the Texans are taking on the Panthers. Houston Texans minus 3, over under 43.5 points. My best bet in this game is going to be the Texans minus 3 at minus 108. Now, the Texans are a much better team than this Panthers team. This Panthers team is struggling. Dead last basically in all defensive categories. Not dead last, but like they're very, very bad. Offensively, definitely below average. Bryce Young has picked it up a little bit, but nothing special or anything great. Adam Thielen is his only target. He's been doing very solid for this team. But the second string wide receivers or the second best and third best wide receivers aren't getting separation. They're not getting downfield. None of that. Now, Bryce Young really struggles against pressure. 47.4 quarterback pressure rate for Bryce Young. That is not good because the Houston Texans are number 2 at pressuring the quarterback. They don't get sacks, but they pressure the quarterback and they don't blitz. They only blitz. They're like the 26th most blitz team in the league, so very, very low at blitzing. They get up 4 rushers and that's it, and disturbs things. And that does not bode well for the Panthers. They got to get some separation quick, and nobody does that. So Bryce Young is not looking good there. The running game for the Panthers, there basically isn't none. Chuba Hubbard, Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders has struggled when he's played. He might not even play this game, so even if he does, he still struggles there. And the Houston Texans are good at stopping the run as well. This Houston Texans offense, it's pretty solid. Bryce Young is fourth at throwing the yards per attempt or yards per game for passing at 276 yards per game, which is freaking solid. 9 touchdowns, 1 pick, a quarterback rating of 96.4 as a rookie. He throws it to wide receivers, and guess what? The Panthers struggle at guarding wide receivers. They're really struggling. So I don't see how this number is -3. I expect the Panthers not to score points, and I expect the Texans to score points. So that should cover the spread pretty easily. As far as the Texans, they keep teams out of the end zone as well. One of the best teams at uh, not giving up touchdowns or points in the red zone. They're really good. And it's like 18 points per game against the Houston Texans. So I just don't see the Panthers being able to score any points against this Houston Texans team. Now, so going back to it, my best bet in this game is the Houston Texans -3 at plus or at -108. Now, we got to get back on track against this head to head. I'm never going to pick the freaking Dolphins again. I'm 0-2 with them, so staying away from that. But let's go check that out.
It's time for the head-to-head bet and the $40 giveaway, baby. That's right. I know you guys can't wait for this one. Here we go. Here's how you win the $40 giveaway. Just like we did it earlier in the season in week 1, you have to put Team Steven or Team Ryan in your comments. Feel free to say other things or leave more than one comment, but Team Steven or Team Ryan on which side you're on. If you pick the right side, we will then randomly pick the winner off that team. So here we go. We are going 49ers versus Bengals. I am 3-4 in the season, by the way. Ryan is 4-3. I have to get over the hump. I just haven't been able to do it. But here we go. I have the 49ers -3.5. He has the Bengals +3.5. Ryan, why are the Bengals covering? Are they winning this game, you think, or just covering?
I think there's a chance that they even win this game, but we're just sticking this way with the spread. Coming off a bye, Joe Burrow's looking better. This defense, I know they don't stop the run very good, but they stop the pass really, really good. And the 49ers have really been struggling with passing and everything. Like, not everything, but I just feel like the 49ers, especially, are just not their normal dominant, pound it selves. And that just bodes well for the Bengals that are just, coming in. They're not sneaky good or anything like that, but they've definitely picked it up from the beginning of the season. Burrow's back healthy, getting Jamar Chase the ball, and just all those things. So I see it as a pretty easy win here for me on this one.
Easy win. You mean the Bengals that should have easily lost to the Seahawks when he had 4 chances at the goal line at the end of the game? I mean, it's not like this Bengals team is like just playing lights out or anything. But yes, they're coming off a bye. That helps. 49ers are coming off a shorter week on Monday night. I get all that. Brock Purdy is questionable by the in this game. Sam Darnold would be the backup. Yes, Sam Darnold. That's right. I think he looked good in the preseason, right? Didn't you mention that, Ryan? He looked pretty decent. I don't know. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
training camp and preseason. I think there was some talk of maybe he being the best quarterback out of all three of them at that time. But yeah, no.
Yeah, either way, the trend in this one, obviously, the 49ers won 13 of their last 18 home games by 15 or more points. I just need to win by 4. Here's the matchup advantage I like in this one. This is 49ers' seventh best run offense. We know McCaffrey and those boys can get it done. Bengals are a bottom 3 run defense. That is not going to be good on the road against the Niners. Trent Williams, maybe their best player on the team, the left tackle, is looking like he is going to be back for this game, which is huge. 49ers are angry, back home after 2 road losses in a row. I think the 49ers win by 7 plus points in this game pretty easily. So give me the
What?
Niners -3.5. He has the Bengals +3.5. Team Steven or Team Ryan, if you do not put that, you are not eligible to win the $40 giveaway. Again, if you pick the right side, then we will randomly draw one of those names and you will win the $40. So this has been a lot of fun. I'm going to get back to 4-4, baby. Put Team Steven. Just trust me. Just trust me. That's all I ask. If the Bengals win, I'd feel really bad now. Don't trust me. Trust your gut, whatever you want to go with. But that is the head-to-head bet and all of our bets for Week 8. Let's go to that recap page. All right, there it is. As you can tell, we're a little more selective on our bets right now. If we have any added bets, it'll be in the pinned comments and the Discord. Again, Discord link is below. Go check it out. Thursday Night Football, Gabe Davis over 40 and a half receiving yards at -115 on DraftKings. Please, Gabriel Davis, end our primetime slump. Jaguars -2.5 in Pittsburgh. And then the Seahawks and Dolphins moneyline parlay at -110 on DraftKings. The Trends parlay went with only 2 legs. Add a third, add a fourth. Do whatever you need to do if you want to tail it. Under 36.5 Giants and Jets. Don't think I've ever placed a bet on a total under that low. And then Ravens -2.5 in the first quarter as they are 7-0 against the spread in the first quarter. And then Ryan's bets, Texans -3 at -108 on DraftKings. He is sticking with one bet. until he can start winning because he's just wanting to go 1-0, guys. And you guys all been there. So he's going to go 1-0. We're going to take off from there. But then he's going to go 0-1 in the head-to-head bet because I got the 49ers minus 3.5. He has the Bengals plus 3.5. Again, Team Steven or Team Ryan in the comments below to be eligible to win the $40 giveaway we have today. All right, man, that was a lot of fun. That is NFL Week 8. We are flying by this season. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. Look forward to going back and forth with you guys, seeing what your guys' best bets are for this week. Thank you for the support, as always, and we'll talk to you soon.